TNT Sports live at Dover International Speedway in Delaware's capital city. Race 9, or the 9th race left in the chase for the Nextel Cup. You know what I meant by that.
I did.
Is one lap away from starting here on the Monster Mile. Got your computer nearby your television set. You can log on to NASCAR.com's Pit Command with Track Pass, the new Nextel Chase Edition featuring live standings for the 10 chase contenders. For more exclusive chase content and live racing action, go to AOL and NASCAR.com.
Well, we would if we were home, but we're not. We're going to be busy, so we'll not be able to get on Pit Command, but we'll know.
We've got the computers that originate all that stuff here, though,
Exactly.
BP. So.
Exactly.
And you can also log on to NASCAR.com and ask Wally and Benny. Anything you'd like, anything at all.
Not anything.
We don't have the answers for
everything.
Almost everything.
I'm not saying you're going to answer all the questions. I'm saying they can ask anything you'd like. But if it's a good question, you know, those two handsome gentlemen will ask.
True. We'll answer.
The track cleanup, they've had some of the jet blowers out there working that dust and dirt off the backstretch where the crossover gate goes. They've also run the jet blowers through the corners. Some of the tire debris you can still see at the top of the
yeah, there's still a lot of debris that's outside the groove, yet you wind up outside the groove sometimes. You get, the car will slide up there, and when that stuff gets on your tires, it feels like you have a flat tire. It takes a lap or two to get it off, so it would have been nice if it was not there, and I'm sure guys that run into it are going to have their hands full.
But here we go, 400 laps in the MBNA America 400 at Delaware, and the green flag is up.
That was an interesting start.
Wow. The 12 car looks like he was laying back for a run. Look at Ryan Newman come on the outside.
Normally, the bottom groove is the better groove to be in at the start of the race, but Newman's proven that wrong.
5 bonus points toward the championship for Ryan Newman for leading lap 1.
Well, they do get single file quick, don't they, here? 25 got slid up the racetrack. It looks like he's going to lose a spot to Elliott Sadler and maybe Michael Waltrip.
So Elliott Sadler to 3rd. And Michael Waltrip not able to finish that pass on Brian Vickers, so Vickers hangs on to 4th in the 25.
And that's good for him, because a lot of times at this point in the race, the 25 car, Brian Vickers, slides up. 10 cars could have passed him. It's almost like you get hung out on the draft. So this early in the race, you don't want to get up in that spot that Bobby Labonte is in the 18 car right now.
Rusty Wallace to the 7th, passing Bobby Labonte. Now Jamie McMurray in 42, working on Labonte's 18. That'll be for 8th place. As the scoring ticker comes by throughout the day, remember the 10 drivers competing for the Nextel Cup are denoted in the Nextel yellow background on the ticker. You can follow the championship chasers throughout the afternoon.
We're seeing Bobby Labonte still high on the racetrack. Cars keep going through. Dale Jarrett goes through. Ricky Rudd, the 21 car, now trying to get by.
Labonte is struggling to stay down in that low line right now. 21 car, Ricky Rudd is going to go past.
So that'll be Bobby back to 12th place after starting in 6th just 5 laps ago. On board Dale Jr. next up behind Labonte.
Junior started 16th, so has moved up 3 spots to 13th.
And last week's winner, Kurt Busch, stalking him, 97 car.
Right there on the bottom. But if anybody gets that top groove work, whoa, Earnhardt a little bit loose off of the turn 4 there, and just enough for Kurt Busch to take advantage.
Puts Kurt to 13th, Junior back to 14th.
I was going to say, if anybody gets that high groove working, it'll be the 9 car.
Kasey Kahne.
Yes, Kasey Kahne will start using it like he did yesterday in the Busch race.
Farther back, side-by-side racing here. Greg Biffle in the 16, trying to get a spot from Scott Riggs. And Jeff Gordon tucked right behind them.
I talked to Doug Randolph, the crew chief on the 10 car, Scott Riggs, this morning, and they changed everything on the car this morning because they just could not find the handle they were looking for yesterday.
and probably BP, I bet you 42 out of the teams out there, I mean, a lot of cars are tight. This racetrack will normally be tight, especially when you start burning off the fuel and your tires get worn and the cars will start sliding. They won't turn on this racetrack, and this is normally what Dover is all about.
Jeff Gordon is sitting back in 18th place, about to take 17th away. Marty?
Slow progress early for Jeff Gordon. Started 21st. Is coming to the front. Yesterday in happy hour, the car was, quote, terrible, according to Robbie Loomis this morning. He said we were all over the place, and now I'm worried about this race. This is one race I came into thinking we would do very well. Now I'm worried about it. I'll know in the first few laps whether or not we'll be good. So far, it looks pretty good for the 24 bus.
He's having some trouble trying to get by Riggs, and now Tony Stewart has closed up behind Jeff Gordon.
Looks like the Riggs and the 10 car the car is working in the turns better than it did yesterday. So the changes that Doug and the crew made this morning are working. And Matt Kenseth, folks, is going somewhere. He is going to town in a hurry. He goes by Elliott Sadler and moves into the 3rd position. But Wally, we knew when he qualified in the top 10, he was going to be pretty good race-wise.
Yeah, because he normally does not qualify very well, and it takes him a long time to get to the front. But when he qualifies already up the front, watch out. And he runs this racetrack very well.
3 top 10 finishes in the last 4 races here at Dover for the defending series champion Matt Kenseth. Mark Martin tracking him, started 12th. Has just moved around Bobby Labonte to pick up 14th. So he lost a couple of spots in the opening lap shuffle, but now he's trying to pick his way back forward. Matt?
Alan, you can just hear the enthusiasm, the confidence in Mark's voice when he was on the wagon as the second car countdown to green. And we've got a smoker on the racetrack.
That's Casey Kahne, Matt, down in the apron of the racetrack. Appears to not be under power.
Oh, it's an engine problem because he let the clutch out in the back just to let the engine run again to make sure, and the caution flag is out. Tough break for Casey Kahne.
Put the window net down to get some air inside that car because it's full of smoke.
So first yellow at lap 13 as Casey Kahne, who started in 20th place, is going to head to the garage and apparently have an early end to his afternoon. Ryan Newman, the race leader, collecting 5 bonus points toward the championship after getting the jump on Jeremy Mayfield at the start, much to the delight of his Penske Racing South crew.
Talking to Casey Kahne, who's chatting with Colonel Ray Evernham right now. Casey, what did that feel like or sound like?
I was just going down the front stretch. It just popped, and then it started vibrating real bad. I guess something, flywheel or something underneath broke. So I don't know. They might try to fix it. It's pretty early in the race to go home.
So it's not completely destroyed?
Well, we're not sure yet, but it might not be.
Okay. Hey, Ray, obviously with the team car out there and Jeremy, were you running anything different on the 9 car, and do you have any concerns?
No, it's our same stuff. You know, our engine guys have been doing a great job all year long, so it's kind of unlike them to have a problem. But again, when you have a problem, most of the time it's from a part that those guys didn't make. And right now it looks like the car broke a flywheel, and we're trying to find out why. And when it broke the flywheel, it tore up the back of the engine block. We're going to pull the transmission and bell housing off, and possibility we could go back out, but we'll see.
Okay, they're working on it, guys. Marty?
Dave, pit stops beginning. Jeff Gordon comes in 21st to 16th for the 24 car. Too tight in the middle, good off the corners. Half of a spring rev around the left rear, Bill.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. said his car was just a little tight. He wanted 4 fresh tires. Said he could have lived with it, but I'm going to judge by how many guys coming in front of me as to whether or not I pit. He's on his way. A lot of traffic on a crowded pit road.
What you got here is about half the field pitting and the other half staying out. So this is really going to jumble up the running order.
One advantage, these guys that make the pit stop now, they can run another 20 laps on fuel. So if this thing goes about 190 miles green, they can stay on the racetrack. Those other fellas got to come in, and then they get your caution flag. They're going to put those guys a lap down. So
Mark Martin first off the pit lane. We'll check where that puts him in the restart order in a moment. Still under caution here at Dover. We should get back to racing shortly.